everyone! Today we're going to talk about the different approaches to materials adaptation and how they can be used to meet the needs of different learners. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jeanne. If this is your first time watching my video, please don't forget to subscribe and click on the bell button to get notified of my new content. Now, let's talk about adapting materials. Adapting materials is the process of changing or modifying learning materials to make them more accessible, relevant, and engaging for learners. Why is adapting materials important? First, there's not enough grammar coverage in general. Second, there's not enough practice of grammar points of particular difficulty to learners. Third, the reading passages contains too much unknown vocabulary. Fourth, there's not enough guidance on pronunciation. Fifth, photographs and other illustrative materials are not culturally acceptable. And lastly, dialogues are too formal and not representative of everyday speech. Now, let's talk about the two approaches to materials adaptation, namely the teacher-centered approach and the learner-centered approach. In a teacher-centered approach, the teacher is the primary source of knowledge and instruction. The teacher selects the materials, designs the activities, and leads the discussion. The learners are essentially passive participants in the learning process. On the other hand, in a learner-centered approach, the learners are the primary focus of the learning process. The learners are responsible for their own learning and they're actively involved in the selection of materials, the design of activities, and the discussion. The teacher acts as a facilitator, providing guidance and support as needed. Both have pros and cons, or the advantages and disadvantages. The teacher-centered approach has some advantages. It can be efficient, as a teacher can control the pace of the learning and ensure that all the learners are covering the same material. It can also be effective for learners who need a lot of structure and guidance. However, the teacher-centered approach also has some disadvantages. It can be less engaging for learners as they may feel like they're not being challenged or given enough opportunities to participate. It can also be less effective for learners who are independent learners or who have different learning styles. For the learner-centered approach, it has some advantages. It can be more engaging for learners as they are actively involved in the learning process. It can also be more effective for learners who are independent learners or have different learning styles. However, the learner-centered approach has some disadvantages too. It can be less efficient, as the learners may need more time to complete the activities and discuss the material. It can also be more challenging for teachers, as they need to be more flexible and responsive to the needs of the learners. Well, the best approach to materials adaptation will vary depending on the specific learners and the learning context. However, by using a blended approach that combines elements of both teacher-centered and learner-centered approach, teachers can create effective learning materials that meet the needs of all learners. And that concludes our topic about the teacher-centered and learner-centered approaches to materials adaptation. Hope you learned something and use this learning in providing effective and quality lessons to your students. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye!